This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Well, inevitably, the question will be who will follow our Haymon and his PBC down the queue of the job centre, down the unemployment line. What will our Haymon do next? What platform will he get? There's rumours that he could be talking to Amazon Prime, maybe even DAZN. But you know what? If they all fail, no worries. I'll give Al Haymon a job. He can work and live stream his PBC shows on Sporting Icons. But after each fight, all of his fighters and Al Haymon have to publicly thank me. Thank you, Sporting Icons. Thank you. Now, for the other promoters, of course, we're talking about Bob Arum of Top Rank through ESPN Plus, through Eddie Hearn, Matchroom and DAZN, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy and DAZN, Ben Shalom, Boxer and Sky Sports, and Frank Warren through Queensbury and TNT Sports. We could say also with Kalle and Sauerland through Channel 5 and DAZN as well, through Wasserman. Now, hopefully there'll be no more unemployments, okay? And hopefully all the other promoters will learn the lessons that Al Haymon didn't learn himself. I mean, how many broadcasters has he been a part of, and how many has he lost? How much money has he spent? How much money has he wasted? And the way to not follow that blueprint is to do the complete opposite, isn't it? Put on fight nights that boxing fans want to watch. It's very simple, because at PBC, they put so much stuff behind the paywall of pay-per-view that weren't pay-per-view level. They just weren't. Where they're trying to push Tank Davis down people's throats. Well, his pay-per-views were flops, all barring the Ryan Garcia one. And the only reason that was a success was because it was Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Neither one of them can draw piss, but you put them together, what happens? Okay. Same with Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. You put them together, look what happens. You see? Now, there were so many fight nights on PBC that were not pay-per-view. Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin. Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius, Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero and the Cruzes and whoever else. It was absolutely diabolical. Diabolical. Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. It was ridiculous. And even then, I don't think that they would have even done good numbers on regular Showtime. I don't think they would have done. And for Paramount to pull the plug of Showtime Boxing, well, that tells you that the numbers weren't good. For Fox to pull out as well, that tells you that they weren't doing very good. And they didn't learn their lessons. They didn't learn. When you just try and do in-house fights, or the house fighter against opponents that nobody's ever heard of, boxing fans won't watch. And that's what the other promoters have to look at now. And if I'm a promoter out there, I can use the UK as an example. If I'm Eddie Hearn, Ben Shalom, Frank Warren, the Sauerlands, you need to pop that bubble and realise you do actually need help. And the help comes from boxing fans. You need to listen to boxing fans. We don't want the narratives of, well, we'll tell boxing fans what they want to watch. No, we're in a day and age now where boxing fans will tell you what we want to watch, and we expect you to make those fights. We do. And if you're unsure, you should be reaching out to people. You should be. We boxing fans know what we want to watch. Of course we do, but people involved in boxing, they live in that bubble that they think that they know best. And then they can't understand why certain things are happening. Now, understandably, for example, like Boxer, Ben Shalom and Sky Sports, quite a lot of their headliners over the last several months seem to have fallen to the wayside. They do, through injuries or whatever it may be. And that's just rotten luck. With Eddie Hearn, he's got a huge stable of fighters. The fight this weekend, Jack Catterall versus Linares, and that undercard, let's be honest, it's poor. How many people are actually going to tune in to watch that? Not many, is the truth. But if you all do want to watch boxing this weekend, it's free, it's live, here on YouTube, on my channel. I'm doing another Northeast pro boxing show, so go check out that one, pop by and say hello. But Frank Warren, most of his fight cards are absolute pony. And there's only so much the broadcasters are going to accept. There's only so much the broadcasters are going to go, okay, right, we've put money into you now, and you're not delivering. We're not getting the numbers. And promoters have to remember that you're not just trying to please your broadcaster. You have to please the fans. The fans are the ones who will please the broadcaster because they're going to click the button to watch it. And with so much boxing on nowadays, you have to be more competitive. You have to be. And you have to work together. If I'm Ben Shalom and if I'm Frank Warren, I'm clubbing together as much as I can. I will, quite honestly, be doing stable versus stable. About twice a year. One show on Sky, one show on TNT Sports. And to keep on doing it that way. That's what boxing fans want. It's a guaranteed success. It's guaranteed. It's flawless. But if Eddie Hearn doesn't want to do that, if he doesn't want to work with Frank Warren, if he doesn't want to work with Ben Shalom, if he wants to keep on going solo, eventually he'll find out the hard way as well. He will. Because again, there's only so much money that DAZN are going to fly in. They've spent an awful lot of money. And while some of the shows are pretty good, of course, some of them are absolutely awful. And some of the interviews I see Eddie Hearn doing, and I know he's a promoter, and of course he's got to try and sell these events, but it's almost like he's forgotten what it is to be a boxing fan. Because again, you can get warped inside the bubble where you can't see the forest for the trees. You just can't do it. That's why you need to be speaking to boxing fans. If you don't want to talk to them directly, look on your social medias. You can filter through what's just general trolling and what is general criticism. And not all criticism is hate. There's a lot of criticism that is subjective and it's honest. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this whole situation. Hopefully none of them end up down a job centre. Hopefully Al Haymon finds another job, right? I said it. I'll give him a job. I always fancy a coffee once in a while. So same with Stephen Espinoza. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.